So psilocybin mushrooms, probably the most recognizable, the one that most people have tried if they haven't tried any psychedelics. Um, it's yeah, I guess in that sense, that's kind of its main distinguishing quality is that it is common and for good reason too. It's generally the most gentle. It's the side effects profile is very low. The toxicity profile very low. It interacts with other drugs fairly well. So it's more difficult to go wrong with it. It's very low, even in the realm of like illicit substances. As far as the way law enforcement views it, it's the lowest priority. They really don't care a whole lot about mushrooms compared to your other drugs of abuse. So those are some of the main distinguishing qualities. But when I talk to people about mushrooms with my integration coaching, more often the topic is, what are these lessons? What are these mushrooms showing people? Why is it that we go through certain thought processes in that state of mind, whereas like LSD, for example, very different story. People have very different kinds of content that comes up, different inspirations, and they're left with a different impact on their life afterwards. So that's kind of the other distinguishing quality that I would say that psilocybin mushrooms have is there's this way of it showing you some of the more difficult truths about yourself. Um, Often people see that something that they're doing, like a pattern in their life that leads to maybe some sort of destructive outcome, like a relationship pattern. Like I keep getting involved in these relationships, and it's like codependent or it's abusive or whatever. And the mushrooms have a way of bringing this like big picture lens to it, where you see, oh, I'm like my actions, my perceptions, my beliefs, my way of just of identifying with, like, for example, relationships is the part that is like perpetuating it. And so it makes it both really difficult to see that, but also really clear if you wanted to change it, if you wanted to rearrange how you are, like what that relationship is to you. And so it gives you this chance to take a different direction. If you want to, you certainly don't have to. And that's kind of where the integration comes in, is after the experience itself, like the next day, you're back to baseline, you're back in your world. And from there, you could just keep on going. You could just keep doing what you've been doing. You could just forget that mushroom experience happened altogether. Or you could take those lessons very seriously. You can start putting into action what it's maybe showing you could do better, or what you could do more harmoniously. Mushrooms are very effective at doing that, and it's just that they're also recreational too, in a sense, that some people are able to take them and kind of like push aside those lessons and just enjoy the kind of serotonergic trippiness of it. It's like this kind of blissful, happy feeling, playful. It's like you're a kid again, and everything, all the colors are trippy looking, and very, very exciting. And but in the right context and in the right dose range, yeah, those lessons are very hard to ignore. So yeah, that's what I would say is kind of special about mushrooms.